I told you today we are celebrating a Forever's team, a team that overcame so much to become our third World Championship team, the champions of Super Bowl 57. They trailed by 10 points at halftime. In Super Bowl history, teams that trailed by 10 points or more were 1-26. Now it's 2-26. Let's go back to the desert and celebrate an incredible victory.
But Andy Reid changed these two franchises and made them consistent winners. And we are finally ready to start this game. Mahomes in the pocket, floats a pass near side. Kelce over the shoulder. He's got the catch. He's got the touchdown. The ball's out. He kicks the ball. It's picked up by Kansas City. They're going to the 20, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown. But he's ankle tackled there at the 36. And he's hurt. Mahomes is hurt. He will gain 12 yards on a scramble on a bad ankle. They hand it off. Left guard. It goes. Touchdown. Kansas City. Pass to Tony. He's got it on the edge. He will walk into the end zone. A fast left side wide open. Sky Moore. Touchdown. Kansas City. What bad ankle. He is limping back to the huddle. McKinnon on a counter. Angling to the 5. And he's going to slide down at the 1. Very smart inbounds. 11 seconds left in Super Bowl 57, 35-35 tie. The kick is good, and Kansas City leads 38-35. Hurts takes the snap. The Chiefs only rushing 2 on a delay. Clock is going to be out of time, and the pass is going to be underthrown. It's incomplete. It's incomplete. Everyone who claims the Chiefs Kingdom will raise a banner above the National Football League again. For the second time in 4 seasons, the Lombardi Trophy has a red and gold reflection.
Yes, this was a team that grabbed a bucket of guts and got it done. Now it is time. We have 2 Lombardi trophies in front of you. It is time now to welcome to the stage the best ownership family in all of professional sports. Please welcome the Hunt family and the chairman and CEO of the Kansas City Chiefs, Clark Hunt, with your 3rd Lombardi Trophy.
How about it, Kansas City? You are world champions for the 3rd time. It is so great to be back here celebrating with you, and I'm glad it didn't take another 50 years. There is nothing like the pure joy of a Super Bowl parade. It's a joy that comes from getting to share it with the people you love. It's a joy that comes from knowing the hard work it took to get here. In the past 2 seasons, we fell just short of our goal. That disappointment led some to doubt us. Heading into training camp, a lot of the so-called experts counted us out. They said we were going to take a step back. They said our division was too tough and that we would be lucky to even make the playoffs. But we knew better. This team knew better, and Chiefs Kingdom, you knew better. I am so proud of this team, their fight, their resilience, their heart. They didn't listen to the noise. They were motivated by the doubters because they knew we had everything we needed to make another run. As the great Mitch Holthus told the world, you can doubt the Chiefs, you can dislike the Chiefs, you can disrespect the Chiefs, but you're going to have to deal with the Chiefs. The great thing about pro football is that it is the ultimate team sport, and it takes a great team to do something special. The Lord has blessed our family with an amazing group throughout the franchise. That starts with President Mark Donovan. Mark's been here for 14 years, and he helped lay the foundation to bring in Andy Reid and Brett Veach. Mark and his entire team worked tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure that the Chiefs franchise is the standard in the National Football League. Mark's leadership is essential to the championship culture of this organization. And oh, by the way, today is his birthday. Let's hear it for Mark. On the football side, it doesn't get any better than Brett Veach. He's smart, he's aggressive, and he's always working to make the team better. Brett and his outstanding staff made some big moves this offseason to put us in a position to win, both now and into the future. If you needed any proof of Brett's genius, look at the young guys on this team. 20 of the last 22 draft picks were on the active Super Bowl roster. We had 10 rookies play in the Super Bowl, the most of any team in 33 years. And 2 of those guys scored touchdowns. It's all a testament to Brett and his player personnel staff, so let's hear it for Brett Veach. And how about Big Red? Ten years ago, when Andy showed up, it completely changed the perception of Chiefs football. We've had a winning record in every one of his 10 seasons in Kansas City. Andy's staff and players love him, believe in him, and trust him completely. I said it after the Super Bowl, and I'll say it again. We've known for a long time that Andy Reid is a Hall of Fame coach, but I'll take it a step further. I truly believe that Andy is one of the greatest coaches in the history of the NFL. And of course, the guys in uniform who made it all happen on the field. This is a remarkable group of men led by the undisputed best player in pro football, Patrick Mahomes. Patrick is a generational talent, and he's the first person this century to win both the MVP and Super Bowl MVP honors in the same season. And how about Travis Kelce? Beyond his amazing ability to get open, he's the emotional heartbeat of this team, and of course, the life of the party. And let's give it up for our incredible defense, led by Chris Jones, Nick Bolton, and Justin Reed. These guys made us all proud. In the lead up to the Super Bowl, I spoke to people from coast to coast and around the world. There's no doubt that the Chiefs Kingdom has grown. We've got fans all over the country and all over the world celebrating with us today. This team, with your support, has put Kansas City on the international map. Your passion, your energy, and quite frankly, your vocal cords have earned Chiefs Kingdom the reputation as the greatest fan base in the NFL. All around the world, they know about the Kansas City Chiefs, And the one thing they know for sure is that Kansas City is a city of champions. Thank you for your part in it. Thank you for being here today. And congratulations to Chiefs Kingdom. Once again, you're world champions.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the podium the man who set the foundation as early as 2009 through our whole organization, the birthday man today, President Mark Donovan.
Thank you, Chiefs Kingdom. Let me first start by thanking Clark, Lamar, Sharon, Dan. Appreciate it. All right. Thank you. My wife is going to have a hard time topping this birthday next year. So I want to start with Clark, Lamar, Sharon, Dan. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the opportunity to do just an amazing thing in working for you and this family. You know, I get to work with Andy and Brett every single day, and I would say to you two that every day's a grind. Seems like we're dealing with stuff that no one will ever know about. I would not want to be with anybody else in that grind. So thank you guys, I love you. I want to thank our staff, the people who make GEHA Field so special and create the Arrowhead experience. I see you guys are special. I tell you that all the time. Not everybody can do what we do. And you guys do it, and we are world famous because of you people, so thank you for that. I get to stand up here and speak, and I get a lot of opportunities to represent this organization. I just want to recognize the leaders of our organization. These people do the work. These people make it special. These people are the ones, and they're the reasons we are a model franchise in the National Football League. Dan Crum, Kirsten Krug, Ted Cruz, Laura Krug, Matt Kenny, Tyler Kirby, Kim Hobbs. I love you guys. I appreciate everything you do. I want to end with a story you may have heard. After the Super Bowl, I was in the locker room, and Patrick was yelling at me from across the locker room. He kept saying, "Mark, Mark, Mark, do you remember what I told you? Do you remember what I told you?" And what he told me, which I did remember, was that when we won the opportunity to bring the NFL draft to this town, he said, "I'll guarantee you one thing, when the whole world is looking at Kansas City, when the whole league is coming to Kansas City, when every team from every franchise is coming to our town, they're going to be coming to the home of the reigning world champions." Thank you.
We have an incredible organization. I see people down here from athletic training, from our video staff to our equipment staff, the best in the league. But we have a group of people that work tirelessly all year long to make you a winner. And leading that group is our general manager. Let me just put it this way. When we played in the conference championship game and beat the Cincinnati Bengals, in that game, we tied an all-time National Football League record, playing 8 rookies on defense and special teams. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, General Manager Brett Veach.
Thank you. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, start the season, 24 new faces, and 11 of them are rookies, and many people thought this was a retooling year. So, in Kansas City, This is what a rebuilding year looks like right here. I know how this drill works. I'm on a time limit. I just checked my phone. We got 8 minutes to get another epic Travis Kelce speech, so I got to be quick. I got it. So let me say my thank yous first, and starting at the top with the Hunt family, Clark Tavia, his amazing family. Thank you so much. You guys are truly the best owners in all of professional sports. Thank you so much. Mark, I love you, man. Happy birthday. You do so much on the business side, but people will never know how much you do behind the scenes for Coach and I, and you're certainly the best. Hall of Fame coach Andy Reid. Yeah, the best, man. I love you. Your staff, amazing. What they did with these young guys and all the turnover is nothing short of amazing. The support staff, Rick Burkholder and his staff. I don't know where you are, Rick. Yeah, I mean, keeping Pat Mahomes healthy is probably the most important job. So Rick and his staff, thank you so much. Alan Wright, I see you there, Alan Wright. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, man. You've been here for a while. Appreciate all your work, Pat Brazil, the entire support staff, and the staff that's closest to me, my personnel staff right there. You guys are awesome. I actually texted them on the way down to the game and said, I feel like the Speaker of the House and not the General Manager because you guys are so smart and you bless me with so many great ideas. Our roster, our team, I've never been around a group of players that were so unselfish and really every step of the way emphasize team. So thank you very much. And last but not least, the Kingdom, you guys make everything happen. We are here for you, so thank you very much.
Give another big cheer to this incredible group of people on the stage. And as they exit the stage, we're just minutes away from welcoming your champions. But let's meet now the other half of our Chiefs cheer squad. Ladies and gentlemen, our Chiefs cheerleaders. And now, are you ready? Are you ready, Chiefs Kingdom? Welcome a Forever's team, the Super Bowl 57 champion, Kansas City Chiefs. Okay. All right. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, please now welcome the only coach in National Football League history to win double-digit playoff games with two separate teams. Second all-time in National Football League history with 22 playoff wins. Ladies and gentlemen, Big Red, Andy Reid.
I'll tell you what, there's some great cities in America, But there's no place you'd rather be, and no greater place to be than right here, baby. You are the kingdom, and let's give it one for the world. How about those Chiefs? That's what we're talking about. I'm very proud of these guys on the stage, very proud of our organization, very proud of all the guys that Brett Veach mentioned that are out in the crowd here. We have the number one, not very often are you able to say you're the greatest team in the world and have the greatest players in the world and have the greatest organization in the world and most of all, the greatest fans in the world. We love you, man. I'm gonna turn the microphone over to these guys. They do a lot better at this than I do.
Thank you, Coach. Now, no quarterback in the history of the Super Bowl had been MVP and won the Super Bowl in the same season. Until now, ladies and gentlemen, the best quarterback in the National Football League, Patrick Mahomes.
Kansas City, how we feeling today, baby? How we feeling? Kansas City with the world champs, can I get a hell yeah? Hey, we just want to say we appreciate everybody that's here today. We're back again. We're back again. Before we started this season, the AFC West said we were rebuilding. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know what rebuilding means. In our rebuilding year, we're world champs. We're world champs. I just want to say we appreciate everybody here today. Arrowhead Stadium's one of a kind, and we just want to say Chiefs Kingdom is one of a kind. So give a round of applause for everybody that's standing here today. And before I give it to the main show, Travis Kelce, I just want to let y'all know that this is just the beginning. We ain't done yet. So I'll make sure to hit y'all back next year, and I hope the crowd's the same. Appreciate y'all. Let's go, baby.
All right. Now, he set an all-time Chiefs record this year with 180 tackles. And when we needed our defense, they stepped up all year. And how about a scoop and score for a touchdown? Kansas City in Super Bowl 57, linebacker Nick Bolton. Where you at, Nick?
Nick Bolton's a little shy, so we're gonna get him up here. There you go.
Oh my God!
How we doing, Chiefs Kingdom? Hey, man, I just want to give y'all a special shout out, man. I appreciate our support, man, from Missouri all the way to here, man. Like Pat said, man, just the beginning. We're just getting started, man. I see y'all boys next year. And can I get a big old M-I-Z?
Now, he set an all-time Super Bowl record and pro football record in the postseason with 13 games with 75 yards or more, better than any player that's ever played in this league. Let me put it this way. Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce together have 11 playoff wins. That is more than 8 franchises have total. Ladies and gentlemen, the best tight end in the National Football League, TK, Travis Kelce.
Chiefs Kingdom, let me hear you!
Let me take you back to 2022 in the month of maybe April. Maybe. Guys were getting signed left and right. The haters were saying that the Chiefs would never make the playoffs. The haters were saying the Chiefs were done. If you knew the Chiefs were gonna win the division, let me hear you say, hell yeah. All right now. If you knew the Chiefs were gonna get the #1 seed, let me hear you say, hell yeah. I knew it, you knew it, but they ain't know it. If y'all knew that Patrick Mahomes was gonna win the MVP, let me get a hell yeah. If you knew the Kansas City Chiefs were gonna have the best offense in the National Football League, let me hear you say, na 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 na. That's a good one right there. I like that one right there. If you knew Chris Jones was gonna be the best defensive player in the nation, let me hear you say, na 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 na. That feels so good, don't it? Let me hear you say, na 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 na. All right, all right, all right. Hey, Chiefs Kingdom, we do this for you guys. I want you guys to genuinely know this. We do this for you guys. And we love every single time you make Arrowhead shake. Woo! It makes me feel like, na 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 na. In all reality, this was the best season of my life. I owe it to you guys. I owe it to the guys on this stage. I owe it to everybody in Chiefs Kingdom and the organization that we've been able to create. Everybody's asking, this is a dynasty. It's been a dynasty. Y'all just ain't know this shit until now. Believe that shit, feel that shit, and it's Chiefs Kingdom forever, baby. We love y'all. Let me hear you say, na na na. Let's run this shit back.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, give it up for your Super Bowl 57 Kansas City Chiefs. You can doubt the Chiefs, you can dislike the Chiefs, you can disrespect the Chiefs. You're gonna have to deal with the Chiefs being Super Bowl 57 champs. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Jones.
We can't end the party now, guys. We cannot end the party now. I have 3 rounds for you. And after that, Travis Kelce, there's one thing we gotta do, baby. There's one thing we gotta do for our right to fight. Okay? Run it back. Run it back. Run it back. Run it back. Travis, hey, and Trav, end this thing how we supposed to. You gotta fight for your right to party! And we gon' party!
You gotta fight for your right to party! You gotta fight for your right to party!
as we close, I think we got Big Red ready to beat the drum as we get ready to continue the celebration and get ready to run it back. Thank you, Chiefs Kingdom, and thank you to this Forever's team, an incredible team, your Super Bowl 57 champion, Kansas City Chiefs.
Hey, Kansas City, let's turn up tonight, baby. Let's do it.
Okay, here we go. Here we go, we're gonna do the chop. And Coach is beating the drum. Is Coach beating the drum? Okay, get ready. Okay. Let's go. Thank you, Chiefs Kingdom. Let's do this again. Stay hungry, stay humble, and let's get after it.
Going in on the verse, cause I never been defeated and I won't stop now. Keep your hands up, get them in the sky for the homies that ain't making it, my folks locked down. I never went nowhere, what they saying Luda's back. Blame it on that contour, the hood call it Luda Yak. And I'm on this foolish track, so I spit my foolish flow. My hands go up and down, like strippers' booties go. My verses still be serving, tight like a million virgins. Last time on a college remix, now I'm on the original version. Can't never count me out, y'all better count me in. Got 20 bank accounts, accountants count me in. Make millions every year, the South's champion. Cause all I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there. Down, down, down. Cause all I do is win, 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 win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make them stay there.
swerving in my low-low. Head on a swivel, you know serving me's a no-no. Clean as a whistle as I pull out in my Rolls Royce. Yellow bone passenger, they see it, they say, oh boy. Tell Cali, back it up, my call me loco. Down for armed trafficking, don't make me pull up. Ask you what you laughing at, represent that mud life. Dirty money, better get your mud right. We come together holding hands and holler hood life. We all strapping all black, it's like life. You riding or what? Cause we riding tonight. Now you riding with me cause you wasn't riding.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get it up. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Man, I got this right. My head up to my back. You know I'm popping tag. But man, I got this swag. Man, I got this swag. My head up to my back. You know I'm popping tag. But man, I got this swag.
When I serve, now I be surfing swag. I'm on hypnotic, polo on my body. Got a bad girl beside me, and a friend right behind me, and I'm swag. I'm swag, I'm swag, I'm clean like this detergent on Patron. Yeah, I'm purple by the zone. Yeah, I'm smoking strong, and you know I'm on 'cause I'm swag. I'm clean like this. Okay, I fall off in the club with a pocket full of bands. Big stupid breasts like a rat up in some rain. Swag super cool, blowing strong like a fan. And my chain shining hard, it just gave my neck a tan. Pockets on pop, I could they swole off that spinach. Peachtree swag, you can call me Mr. Lennox. Bottles in my hand, putting on just like cable. Surfing on the sand like I'm surfing. Yeah, that's like the swag. I swag, I swag, I swag, I swag, now watch me swag. Okay, I swag, I swag, now watch me swag. Okay, swagging in the club, you gon' see me throwing money up. Catch me with a bad chicken, all her friends is finding some drinks. We gon' roll them up exotic when we rolling up. Patron, Goose, or Hennessy, they got it, I'm gon' drink it up. I'm always wearing polo, nigga, I'm pouring mascot. Cake on debit, I don't hesitate to cash out. Ain't John Stevenson, the black and blue jag out. Nike's on hell time, I'm always bringing bands out. Hypnotic, polo on my body. Got a bad girl beside me, and a friend right behind me, and I'm swag. I'm clean like this detergent on Patron. Yeah, I'm purple by the zone. Yeah, I'm smoking strong, and you know I'm on 'cause I'm swag. I'm clean like this detergent.
When I hit the club, it's like I got it.
1600 block. I just wanna rock. I just wanna rock. Body out of ya. Shorty got that body out of ya. Hit it once, no time. Set up, you gon' kill my vibe. Stand on my money, don't know my size. Pick them sides, and you better choose wisely. That's my high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. That's my high.
Close at the time. And they've seen everything that is unimaginable. There was no DNA found on Alex's shirt from Paul, was there? Except for a little piece down the hem.
There was some DNA of Paul on that shirt, yes.
There was just a little piece at the hem, is that right?
I believe there was one other spot, but yes.
Okay. In your outline to the Colleton County Grand Jury, it indicates on page 18 that you found DNA in the areas of spatter that were identified belonging to Alec, Maggie, and Paul. Do you remember that?
Yes, and that was from the report that I had in my possession.
And was that accurate?
Now that I have that hemotrace report, the hemotrace indicates the parts that she tested, no human blood was found.
So you didn't know at the time, but you know now that what you told the Colleton County Grand Jury was not correct. Is that fair?
In reference to the shirt, correct.
Talk about a few other things right quick. On the night of early morning hours of June the 8th, you obtained Alec's clothes, his shirt, shorts, shoes, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you mentioned in your testimony that you wanted to get them there and then, but Buster was coming to the house, and so you graciously allowed Alec to go greet his son, and then you went up and got his clothes, correct?
Yes.
And when you got his shirt, did you, well, let me back up. You were standing in the doorway as he was changing?
Yes.
So you could see him changing?
When he took his shorts off, I gave him some privacy.
Okay. And then he came out and dropped the shorts in a bag?
Yes. I can't remember if he dropped them in there or if he handed them to me and then I put them in there.
And if he handed them you would have had latex gloves on for sure, right?
Yes.
And did you put the shorts in one bag?
Yes.
And then drop the T-shirt in another bag?
Yes.
Okay. And the shoes, I guess, in a third bag?
Yes, sir.
And did that happen sort of in the hallway?
That happened right there while I was standing in the doorway, yes.
Okay. And at the time, Alec was wearing, I guess, sort of like gym shorts or something he'd put on?
He put on clothes after he had changed, yes.
Do you remember what kind of clothes he put on? Like,
not exactly, no, sir.
Were they shorts?
I don't recall what he put on afterwards.
Was it a T-shirt?
I do not recall what he put on afterwards.
Can you say for sure it wasn't a pair of khaki pants?
It's asking that.
Can you say for sure it was not a pair of khaki pants?
I do not know what he put on afterwards.
Okay. Now, we've heard about a pair of khaki pants laying on the floor in the bathroom. Did SLED, Agent McAllister, anyone ever sees a pair of khaki pants from the house?
Not to my knowledge.
One of the things that you testified to, and I just want to see if we can clear it up. I don't. You stated in your testimony that Alec indicated he attempted to contact Nolan Tootin that night. Are you sure it was Nolan and it wasn't Rogan?
He contacted Nolan Tootin that night and attempted to contact Rogan Gibson that night.
Okay. And you also mentioned that as you're driving from Charleston, it's intermittently raining, sometimes hard, sometimes not so hard.
Yes, sir.
And then when you got to Moselle, it looked like it had been raining. Sometimes it rained hard, sometimes not so hard.
Yes, sir.
And wasn't it true that rain was dripping off the rooftop of the kennels and above the feed room onto Paul's body?
That's a fair assessment.
Okay. And on his body, and then it was washing down the concrete pad. I mean, that's a fair assessment also, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And if the jury has seen in this trial photos of puddles of water that may look like blood, it's very easily explainable that it came from the rain dropping on Paul's body, right?
Yes.
Now, I think you covered it. Alec Murdaugh called you multiple times from June and July and early August asking for an update. Did he not?
We communicated. Sometimes it was via text and sometimes it was via phone call.
You're right. And not only did he want an update for himself, but he also kept wanting you to update Maggie's parents as well.
And I met with Maggie's parents, yes.
Sure. But Alec was requesting that of you, was he not?
Well, he was requesting that of me, yes, but I also intended to meet with Maggie's parents regardless if he requested it or not.
Okay. And you're also aware that Alec and Buster and his family put up a reward for tips.
I knew a reward was offered. It was under my impression that it came from the law firm, but I know that a reward was offered of $100,000 with an expiration date.
And in the interview of August 11th, one of the questions that Alec had of you was essentially whether Maggie and or Paul suffered.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
And I think you told them that if they did, it wasn't for very long, a matter of seconds. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Now, let's talk about the shot shells. The shot shells that were found in the feed room where Paul was murdered. There was a buckshot and I think it was Winchester dry lock waterfowl.
Yes, sir.
That's not turkey load, right?
I was told it was turkey load at first. I'm not a hunter. I'm not 100% sure. I know it was small pellets and big pellets.
Right.
I know the difference between small pellets and buckshot.
And that after, okay. So you were operating lead investigator under the impression that it was buckshot and turkey load, right?
Yes. Someone told me that night that it was turkey load.
And it turns out it wasn't turkey load. You agree with that?
I agree.
Okay. And I think Agent Croft got involved because of his knowledge of firearms and shot shells and the works, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you mentioned that in the interview, you told Alec that that there were multiple guns found on the property that were loaded with buckshot and turkey load. Do you remember that?
I believe I used buckshot, birdshot.
Okay. Well, I mean, Agent Croft had testified, but can you identify any weapons that were loaded with buckshot and birdshot that were found in the house?
Repeat the question.
Can you identify any weapons found in the house at Moselle that were loaded with buckshot and birdshot?
No, sir.
Now, when you told Alec that there were multiple weapons loaded with that same load, buckshot and birdshot, I mean, was that an investigative tool, or were you just under the misimpression that that was the case?
Investigative tool.
So you lied to him?
I'm allowed to use trickery to elicit a response.
I understand. And so you're trying to trick him. Agreed?
I'm allowed to use trickery to elicit a response. Yes.
Okay. And you're allowed to do it, and you did it?
Yes.
But you also testified under oath in front of the state grand jury. You said basically the same thing, that there were 4 shotguns on the Moselle property and they were loaded with buckshot and turkey load.
Yes.
Now, were you mistaken then, or were you trying to trick the state grand jury?
No, I was not trying to trick the state grand jury.
You were mistaken?
No.
What,
the shotguns that we recovered from the house had 2 different loads in them. They weren't Winchester or Federal. They had different loads in them. So when I tell the state grand jury that there's different loads in the shotguns, there were different loads in the shotgun.
So you're saying you weren't telling them that it was buckshot and turkey load, but you were telling them it was just different brand names of something.
I may have used buckshot and turkey load or birdshot, but they were 2 different loads.
Well, I think we established that you did not find, SLED did not find any weapons at the house with buckshot and turkey load loaded in, right?
That is correct.
I'm going to show you page 48, line 7 through 14 of your statewide grand jury testimony. Hey, gentlemen, do you recognize that to be a copy of your state grand jury testimony?
Yes, I do.
And what date was that given?
Tuesday, November 16th, 2021.
All right. And if you'll go to the page I had open, and I tell you, I'm going to read the question if you'll read the response. It says, at line 7, all right, and were all of them, to your recollection, loaded that like that? And your answer was?
They were located loaded in a similar fashion.
Question,
yes.
In a similar fashion?
Yes, sir.
Question, with 1 turkey load and 1 buckshot load?
Response, yes, sir.
All right, thank you. And that was not accurate, correct?
Correct.
I mean, people do make mistakes, do they not?
Yes, they do make mistakes.
And people make mistakes about time frequently. Is that right?
I would believe that would be the most mistake made is time.
Okay. And here, you were asked to identify inconsistencies with Alex's statements to you, and the one that you pointed out was times. Do you recall that?
Well, the inconsistencies is they kept changing.
Well, that's right. I mean, he said on June 8th he was at his mother's for, quote, a little while. And then you said he changed it on June 10th to 25 to 30 minutes. Do you remember testifying to that?
I do.
And then you said on August the 11th, he said he was there 45 minutes to an hour.
Yes.
Okay. And you found that those were inconsistent.
Well, there was a difference between 20 to 30 minutes and 45 minutes to an hour.
Well, let's work on that. He left the, well, let me tell you, he told you that he left the Moselle property between 9 and 9:10, did he not?
He showed me his text messages, and it was narrowed down to 9:06, yes.
All right, so he clearly told you.
9:04, 9:06.
So on the night of June 7th, early morning hours of June 8th, he told you, looking at the text message, I left here at 9:06. Is that right?
Correct.
And he got back, well, he called 911 about 10:06, right?
Correct.
And so he was gone to his mother's almost an hour, was he not?
He was away from Moselle for an hour, but my question to him was, how long were you at your mother, or how long were you at Almeda?
And in your investigation, as we established in my cross-examination of you moments ago, I don't know how long I've been standing here, a few minutes ago, it's your investigative belief that Maggie and Paul were murdered sometime between 8:50 and 9:06, correct?
Yes.
So, for your investigative purposes, does it make any difference if he's at his mother's house 25 minutes, 35 minutes? Obviously, he couldn't be there an hour and make it back and call 911, but, I mean, isn't that really not material? How long he was at his mom's?
If I'm trying to build a timeline, yes, it is.
Well, your timeline is, you're focused on is 8:50 to 9:06, right?
Well, my timeline and what we're talking about is how long he was away from the house when he says he went to Almeda. So he leaves Moselle at approximately 9:06 is when he sends the text to Maggie. And the 911 call comes in at 10:06. So I know he's away from Moselle for an hour. And he says he goes to Almeda. How long did you spend at Almeda?
Right.
He tells me 20 to 30 minutes. Then he goes 45 minutes to an hour.
I see. I got it. So it's possible that he was only at Almeda for 5 minutes and he was spending the other time hiding evidence. I mean, I understand that would be what you're looking at, right?
Yes.
But General Motors has sent their records in, and we know he went straight to Almeda and drove straight back, right?
That is true. But if you look at the GPS points that came from General Motors, one of them puts him way in the backyard of Almeda.
Right.
Not in the driveway or where it's normal for them to park.
In the backyard at the door where Miss Shelley Smith says he knocked on it.
I believe that point's closer to Miss Libby's work shed.
Okay, we'll get there. Okay. But we know from phone records essentially when he got there, like 9:22, correct?
Yes, sir. I believe that's the time, yes.
And we know from the GM telemetry data and the GM OnStar and other records what time he left, about 9:45, right?
Yes.
And so we know exactly how long he was there.
Yes.
But the fact that he couldn't recall whether he and Paul rode around for an hour and a half, two and a half hours, you found that significant in your investigation?
Yes.
Now, you also testified that